Greetings, gastronauts. This is KeefCooks. I'm Kevin. I'm not really. And today I'm going to do a traditional Scottish soup. I'm going to make Cock-a-Leekie. A few weeks ago, I was contacted by a father and son writing team. They're both called Paul Boehlert, and between them, they've written a piece of fan fiction based on the works and the world of the late, great Sir Terry Pratchett. And as you know, I'm a massive, massive fan of the Terry. So they spotted this and thought I'd give it a free plug, and I will, because I'm in it. Ha ha! In chapter 19, which hasn't been released yet. To add a final note of soul-shivering horror, Corporal Keefie was playing the bagpipes. And so on. Maybe that should be the mouse pipes, because I get I get a distinctly knack feegle vibe from this. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to read all of the Terry Pratchett books, because they're all brilliant. And also you need to read this. It's called Saga, and there's a website, which is dwsaga.com. They're uploading one chapter every Monday and every Thursday, I think, in the manner of Dickens. So get on there and enjoy it. It's pretty good, I think. I don't want to just, do a shout out in isolation. I want to do a recipe that's maybe mentioned in the book. So the Pauls came back and told me about a few things, one of which is a version of the Scandinavian surstrumming, which is stinky fermented herrings. I'm not doing that. They didn't mention Cock-a-Leekie, but I thought it's 6 years since the last time I attempted this. Now, I didn't do a very good job of it, I don't think. So I'm going to do that today, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be lovely. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, and let's get on with it. Cock-a-Leekie doodle-doo! Ingredients for the Cock-a-Leekie: I have got 2 leeks, 1 carrot, a couple of sticks of celery, 4 chicken legs, salt and pepper, half a litre of chicken stock, and some prunes. Now, when this recipe was first invented, allegedly in France, they used onions, and as it spread and moved further north, the onions got replaced by leeks, and that gives it its very distinctive character. Originally, the chicken would have been a whole chicken, but I don't actually need an entire chicken, and this is about half the price, so that's what I got. There's 2 more in the fridge. The prunes, I suspect dried prunes would be the thing, but I couldn't find any, so I've got this can in juice, which turns out to be apple juice, so that might be quite sweet, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to do it in 2 stages. The first stage is to cook the chicken and one of the leeks, the carrot and the celery for about half an hour in the pressure cooker. If you're using a regular saucepan, it'll take about an hour. You want the chicken to be really falling off the bone. Cock-a-Leekie is a really old dish, and it first mentioned in 1598 in print. It's changed a bit since then, but I just want to read out the short passage from the Wikipedia entry about Cock-a-Leekie, which is totally bizarre. I don't know who wrote it. Traditionally, the soup will not be loaded with vegetables nor thickeners. It would range from a clear stock to a thick green leek stock with little flesh. The rich chicken, vegetable and thickener versions seen today are produced largely because original Cock-a-Leekie is delicate, refreshing and difficult to make delicious. It is not the appetizing meal suggested by the modern version, which is closer to chicken soup or stew. I don't believe that. I think it will be delicious. So let's get on with it. I'm going to cut the chicken into thighs and drumsticks, and what I'm doing here is a little trick to stop your chopping board from moving around while you're trying to use it, which is just to lay it on a tea towel. Okay, and then I just chop these in half. Now, wash that board, the knife, and your paws. Now I need to finely slice the carrot and the celery. My apologies for not being able to do the high-speed chefy chopping. We just pop these in the pressure cooker, and I'm going to use the biggest leek. This one will basically disintegrate in the pressure cooker. and if it doesn't, it'll get strained out anyway. Because really, what we're doing with that liquid is making a really nice, tasty stock. You need to wash your leeks quite well because they do get a lot of soil in them. Add the leeks to the pan, and then the chicken pieces. And some salt. And white pepper. Lots of it. Okay, and then the stock. Alright, and that doesn't cover all of the chicken, so I'm going to add a bit more water so that it does. And we'll add a bit of sage, not too much, and a bit of thyme and a bay leaf. And we'll put this over on the stove, bring it to the boil, put the lid on, bring it up to pressure, and I'll just give it about half an hour under pressure. Pressure cooker's been going for 30 minutes and I've depressurised it, so I can take the lid off without it exploding. Now what I need to do is get the chicken out. Oh, you know what I said about it falling off the bone? It's definitely doing that. Now I want to strain the vegetables off, and we just want to keep the liquid. Now we move on to stage 2, which is to finish the soup, basically. So a lot of people thicken it with a grain, rice or oats, or in this case, pearl barley. There's 75 grams there, and I've just rinsed it in cold water because it can be a bit dusty sometimes. So that goes in there, and the other leek, thinly sliced, goes in as well. Put that back on the stove, bring it to the boil, and let it simmer for 15 minutes, and then we'll check the barley, see if it's cooked. Meanwhile, when the chicken is cool enough to handle, we're going to shred it, get all the meat off it. Just get the skin off and take the bones away. See that? Proper falling off the bone, literally. There it is, quite a bit of chicken on that, so that goes in the pan. While we're waiting for the soup to be ready, I'm just going to check out my prunes. Oh. Bugger. I can't remember the last time I had prunes. Not something that features heavily in my diet at all. They used to give us them at school, stewed prunes with custard. It were great. Well, that was hard work. Right, there's my Cock-a-Leekie soup with my prunes. So this soup is traditionally served on St Andrew's Day, which is the end of November, the patron saint of Scotland, and also as a starter to a Burns supper on Burns Night in January. So there you go. Or any other time that you feel like it. Let's have a bit of chicken. A bit of prune. That's lovely. That's really weird. Historically, a lot of savoury dishes would also include fruit. And I would normally not like that, but I do like this. It's brilliant. Oh, barley. I am impressed, if I do say so myself. That's really, really nice. Really tasty. Yeah, good old Cock-a-Leekie. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.